Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Rodcast. And it's December. We're talking about Christmas today and really how to share this incredible story with people in Asia. And particularly, I want to hear a little bit more about the Japan story and how Japanese are receiving this amazing message that we have. So, Pastor Rod, you've been preaching this story for many years now. How many years? 22 in
Yeah,
Japan?
22 years ministry, in Japan.
And what's your experience been with sharing this story, which I guess for many Japanese they don't know this story, or maybe they've seen it in a very simple version.
Yeah,
Yeah, how
yeah.
how do they receive that?
Well, Christmas, if you came here to Japan, it would look like anywhere in the world. Christmas trees and star on the top, big public fir trees and presents at the base and Santa Claus and presents and fun and joy. That looks the same. It's the meaning that's just not there at all. So it's quite
Just
fun.
purely commercial, is
It's
it?
completely commercial. So we
Right.
never criticize that. We bounce off that to say, hey, can we tell you the real meaning? We say, you like all this? This is nice and fun. Well, this is the feeling we get at Christmas too. Can we tell you the meaning? So it's never a negative. It's always a positive. But there are some
Hmm.
funny things in Japan. A lot of Japanese think that Santa Claus is Jesus. I know it's probably not funny, but it's like, okay, we, we got to know that, right? Even stranger than that, this is like stranger than fiction, is that Kentucky Fried Chicken has become the symbol of Christmas in Japan.
Yeah.
And partly it's because of the life size Colonel Sanders, again, with a white beard and I think got red clothes. And they think that's Santa Claus, but maybe that's also, they don't know, but they don't worship it, but they think
And
it's,
KFC are not telling them. KFC are
no,
loving it.
I think KFC did a great marketing campaign years ago and it just stuck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and a number of years ago here in Japan, there was a university challenge to be able to steal one of these life-size Colonel Sanders for Christmas and put it somewhere, and then return it afterwards, as Japanese always will. But the case of the missing Colonel Sanders every Christmas. This is funny stories, but that shows I have really no understanding of what is Christmas. But it's joyful, it's fun, it's full of pranks, it's full of. And the other funny thing in Japan is that Christmas is seen as a date night. A date
Mm.
night. You've got to have a date. You've got to have a boyfriend girlfriend date. And so if you
So it's
don't, you
more
sort of.
couples than families.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
couples go out, and let me say that Japan illuminations, which is Christmas lights, is up there amongst the best in the world. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
It's
beautiful,
really impressive.
amazing. People come from all over the world to see Japanese illumination. So the time is fun, happy, up, but it's just sad if you don't have a date. If you're not
Right.
married and you're no relationship, it's like I failed at Christmas again, so we've just got to
It's almost like a
reinterpret that.
Valentine's Day kind of.
Yeah, but Christmas is like we don't have a date. It's like it's even a
Right.
little bit more. The question is pushed, not by us, but by society.
Really?
So that's why we do a lot of fun things as youth group, young adults together. You don't have to have a date. You can just be with a great crowd of friends at Christmas. Don't be alone. We do have that message. Don't be alone. Like
Mm.
just hang, just be with everyone and love what they're doing. And so we make Christmas all of that, and more because now we've got the meaning. So with all of that, we say, hey, would you actually like to come and hear about the meaning of Christmas? Because I'm a believer in Christmas. It's the birth of our Jesus. You may not know who that is, but that's very important to us. And so it's the foreigner concept that they're interested in, the warmth, the and when people come to church, we make sure the key word is homey. It's friendly.
Yeah.
It's not a big production. We have done big productions, but we
Yeah.
felt it brought no extra people. What brought the
Yeah.
people was homey, just like home, just like your home, a nice picture of home. It's going to be like that with lots of people and fun and gifts and Japanese people love it and they want to bring their kids. We say bring the kids, and we give out Christmas books. who is Jesus, or and part of the New Testament, Book of Mark, or whatever it is. We give gifts. And even recently, since COVID, the gifts we give, like we used to give things like, a Starbucks voucher. But we discovered after COVID, it was much more important to give a physical gift because they don't get that so much. They get online all the time. So to have a physical gift and even something delivered to their house, snail mail, telling the kids there's something coming in the post for you from the church. And they get this a quality gift. It's snail mail. And we have so many parents say our little kid reads that every day. Now, that'll be for a season, but it's for a season that's, to talk about Christmas. And so you can see we've really utilized Christmas to think through how do we actually share with people that have no knowledge of Jesus, of what is Christmas. They think it's like Santa Claus or Colonel Sanders or just don't know. And we come in and say it's so much more. And he's homey and he's close to you and he wants to bless you. You can see it's a very positive message that we give for Christmas. And it's so much fun. It's just so much fun to see hundreds of families coming right across Lifehouse who've never been to church in their life, coming and having a homey experience and saying, obviously, Christmas is very good, So that doesn't mean they got saved, but it's a huge step towards trust and love in the Christian message. So I think you can see we just love it. We do a lot of things. We do Santa Claus things, and that's not Jesus, but that's a fun thing about gift giving and the
Sure.
tree and the backdrop and the photos, photo booth and the homey. We want it to be homey. So I think Hong Kong's different in that people do understand the meaning of Christmas. It's about Jesus.
Yeah.
But obviously you utilize Christmas for sharing Jesus, right?
Yeah. I think you've been saying this for years about the homey feel and the warmth, and I've seen that modeled really well from you guys, and we try to do that as well. I think that we have tried various productions in the past, and to the best of our abilities, it was always a huge amount of work. And you're right, it was fun, but like it didn't people weren't coming for that. So I agree. I love that having a warm family feel in a service is something any church of any scale can do, and they can facilitate. And that I think that has been. I think that is the same as Japan. I think that is why people are coming. But yes, the average person in Hong Kong does understand maybe the basics of the Christmas story. Um, we have some religious schools in Hong Kong, and there's a lot of people who have gone to a Christian school, and so they've been taught some things, but don't have a personal relationship with Jesus or belong to a church. So there is a foundation there that's very different to Japan. Um, but yeah, I mean, same thing. You bounce off all the commercial stuff
Yeah,
and we don't have the couples thing though. It's certainly not a romance kind of night. It's a family night.
sure.
And for us, Christmas Eve is the biggest service of the year, no question. The which might be probably different
Yeah.
there in Japan. You guys don't even have public holidays on Christmas,
No,
right?
25th
Christmas is a
of
work day.
December is a work day. Always. And this
Yeah.
is interesting because even a lot of Islamic countries and other countries do have Christmas as a public holiday. Indonesia, where I am right now, the 25th is Christmas holiday. So the government honors that. So to be in a country where there's absolutely has never been a day for Christmas, again, we have to bring the meaning. We have to bring the opportunity. So it's usually the Sunday before that. So we make a big deal of the whole of December up to that Sunday, and so we do a lot. Like we're doing 4 in a row this year, messages, and slowly bringing in Christmas carols and more and more and more, and just um,
Hmm.
making it a whole season where people might choose one of those 4 dates to come and hear the Christmas message. So
Yeah.
we're spreading it out. We always spread out Christmas like that. No one ever gets tired because it's just nice, and there's always new people, and people are bringing their
Yeah.
friends and meeting family. It's really a homey event. Even if I didn't bring anyone, I'm seeing the joy in our church. That's really exciting.
Yeah, we do the same. I mean, we're even doing one more because we do Christmas Eve. So just like
Yes.
what you said, it's kind of ramping up.
Yeah.
And we're not doing like 5 weeks of carols, like that's like too much, but
Yeah.
you know, over time, more and more up to the kind of crescendo of Christmas Eve for us. And
Yeah.
um that works really well. Um
Fantastic.
yeah.
So we
How,
use
how do you,
everything. Mm.
how do you make it, how like practically when we say homey and
Yeah.
this warm feeling, what
Yeah.
would you do as a pastor?
I think we do everything we do in a normal week because we're saying to the people, hey, this is what it's like every week, so, except for the
Mhm.
carols. So, I mean, we might have
Right.
lights and stuff. But we just say, this feeling is every day, and you're welcome to come again. And we do themes. So it's an opportunity to talk about a normal week. If you come again, if you come again. And so the homie has to be, it's actually a bit like this. So again, the production takes us away from that. If people come on a later date and say, well, it wasn't like that production thing. So, no, but if it's homey, so what do I mean by homey? Ordinary, but special. Ordinary, but you're very special. One of the greatest videos I've ever seen is by a man called, I think his name's Christian Hortz Swartz or something like that. He's the CEO of a hotel chain, and he's got a book, and he talks about excellence. But in his hotel chain, I'm trying to think of the name. Um, you might know who it is. I don't know,
Was
but
it Ritz-Carlton? Was it the
yes, Ritz
Ritz-Carlton
Carlton.
guy?
Thank you, Ritz Carlton. What he says is we want excellence and we want people to feel like they could be in their lounge room. That's the philosophy. And I think excellence only goes so far. So excellence is not perfection.
Mm.
Excellence is we really care. We care about you and the presence and the people and the feel. But we want you to feel like you're in your lounge room. And I think that is an incredible concept from a secular source. I think he's actually a believer, Christian, but um, the concept really stuck with me that we can dial down the perfection level, but bring up the homey level, and get to this balance. Now, for me and you, we love excellence. We want the music to be good and everything, but we know things go wrong, and that's okay. And we know.
Hmm.
I was here in our church in Bali. Uh, was it last Sunday or 2 weeks ago? And we blew out 3 computers before the service because of a short in the cable, and that's devastating and
Yeah.
absolute shocking mess. But our team was happy. Everyone's trying to fix it, and we had to explain to the visitors, among whom were many not yet believers from other religions. We just had, hey, we're not perfect, but we really love you, and we're just going to do this now. Would you join us? And so we explained the problem, and we said we're okay. I think that's a really good example of homie, that we're aiming for excellence, but excellence doesn't always work. Um, so, so excellence is not the goal. Excellence is the pathway. The goal is homie. That people feel they feel personally loved. They feel that there's something here for them and their children. They feel that they can make great friends. Community, and we're talking a lot about this at the moment. I think, aren't we, Richard? This word community, that the beautiful community. And I think that Sunday here in Bali, I would call, I said to Viv, this is a beautiful mess. But mess didn't mean that we didn't try. Mess meant stuff happens. But
Mm.
everyone stayed in the service. We had no music, zero music. Um, and I said
No
to my
screen, right?
director, sorry,
No screen as well, right?
the screen came
Did you
on.
have a screen?
We did, but no
Okay.
sound. And then they finally were able to get
Okay.
two mics working. Um, And I said to our young leader, our youth pastor, I said, come on the stage with me right now and say, hey, everyone, we usually have music. We don't have music today. Our team's amazing, but we've got something to share with you. Would you stay? Would you stay and hear the important message? Everybody stayed. And there was quite a few decisions to know Jesus that day. And so once again, it wasn't the production. It was the
Mm.
homie,
Yeah.
the homeliness, the community, that we're not upset. We're all okay.
Yeah.
And we've really got something to share with you. Now, that can't happen week after week because people would then think
Yeah.
you are not really trying. But I
Yeah.
think didn't you have a week where everything went out, even the lights? Didn't you have something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the longer you do church, you're going to have, every pastor's going to have some shocker stories. We had
Yeah.
one week, early on where the building that had all our equipment was under maintenance, and our equipment was on like the ninth floor, and there was no elevator. So we couldn't even get our equipment out to run church. So we did a church service with no equipment, and we had 7 people make decisions that day, which was a record for us
Yeah.
because we got people together and just said,
Yeah.
like, but got our team together before the service, and we said, look, we're not going to have any of the nice stuff, but let's just let's you know just have fun with this
Yeah.
and love on some people and preach
Yeah.
Jesus, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was almost fun in a different way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the team felt like challenged to, okay, we'll
Sure.
just make this fun.
Yeah. Now,
So
since all those computers blew out here, I think we've had electricians into the building. It's not our building; it's a
mhm.
hotel.
You got to
Uh,
fix it.
we've had to
Yeah,
buy new material, new cables. So it's not like we
yeah,
said, "Okay, that's the way it's going to be." No, we'll fix the problem,
yeah,
but we weren't
yeah,
upset. I think it's really important. Nobody got upset with anybody. It
yeah.
was amazing, homely. So I think that's what I'm talking about. Like we try to make things as excellent as we can, like good coffee and nice greetings, and
Mhm.
of course, because we love people. But at the expense of losing homeliness, no, thank you. I think that is we can't do that in Asia. We must stay friendly and warm, and yeah. So Christmas, we don't do big production, but it's going to be warm and smiles and little gifts and doing this. We're going to do this together and that, and people don't have to stay, but a lot of people do, and that's where we can connect and say, "Oh, our normal Sundays are a little bit like this, but we also have English teaching, and we have lunch together, or we have small groups." Like explaining without effort, this is also what we can do for your family, and people go, "Oh, and how much does it cost?" Here in Japan, they always say that. How much does it cost? No, it's free. It's always free. And so people can't believe that we give free space. I think it's the same in Hong Kong. We give free space, safe space, warm people without a hook. There's no hook.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no money, and you don't have to come back. And so we often get people coming back 6 months later or a year later and saying, "I'm coming again to your Christmas event." And we say, "Welcome. That's awesome. Thank you." So and then some people actually do start coming to service because they saw there was no hook, there was no cost, there was no deceit. It was just homely, and you're welcome. And it really works for us over time.
And I guess another thing that is worth mentioning, um, is that we actually have the best visitor numbers of any time of the year. Like even in
Yes.
Japan, which is
Yeah.
not a Christian country, it's still an incredible opportunity to invite people because you've got
Yeah.
that the gateway is through all that commercial Christmas stuff that's going on. But if you
Yeah.
can leverage that to get people into church, they're like it works. Like,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
think the
it's a
other
very
thing that for
fruitful
people that
season.
don't know our churches, we only have 1 hour services, but we have a lot before and after. So people say, "Well, where's the fellowship?" Um, and I might have to finish in a minute. I'm in a bit of a space here, but
So
people, want to come to church, finish, but then there'd be stuff like there's photo booth and there's fellowship and there's coffee and it's family. People don't go home. People stay for the a whole event, which gives us such a chance to talk. And one of our events recently, I was in a queue to get what they call shaved ice with a bit of flavor in it. I think all of Asia knows what I'm talking about. And so we had
yeah,
long queues, and I was in a queue 3 times. Not I didn't get the sweets once, but I stood in the queue with husbands that were coming for the first time or second time. I said, "How you
mm.
doing? I'm Rod, and he's your little daughter." So it gave me a chance just to chat, and that sort of trust building stuff of just we're just family. You don't have to come again, but we're here, and we can do this and this and this. Did you know we do this and we did that? So it's just, I think it's really important. But that's an incredible concept from that book. I think something excellent, or honor excellence, or something, his book. The two things, excellence and make people feel like they're in their lounge room. I think that is incredible concept. So yeah, that's what we do.
Great. And everyone can do that, of churches of all sizes. So I think
Yeah,
that's what's really
yeah,
exciting about that.
yeah. It's good.
Great. All right. Well, we might wrap that up. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Rodcast.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you enjoyed today's episode, why don't you subscribe on whatever platform you are listening to this, and we'll see you next time.